There's a reason the universe warns people not to touch what is sacred. A chosen one is not just an ordinary soul, they are vessels of divine light, protectors of energy, and carriers of spiritual truth. When someone attempts to disturb their peace, they're not simply provoking a human being, they're challenging the universal force that stands behind them. What most people fail to realize is that the life of a chosen one is guided, guarded, and heavily protected by unseen forces. Every challenge they face becomes a lesson, and every attack sent toward them rebounds in ways that no human can control. Before we go deeper into this revelation, take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Here, we awaken souls, expose divine truths, and remind the chosen ones of their hidden strength. If you're listening to this message right now, it's not by accident, it's divine timing. You were meant to receive this at the exact moment you did. So, if this message reaches you at the perfect time, type 1111 in the comment section as a sign of divine alignment and open doors of protection and blessing over your life. Now, let's dive into the 9 scary things that happen to anyone who tries to disturb the peace of a powerful chosen one. 1. Their energy begins to collapse. When someone interferes with the peace of a chosen one, the first thing that happens is energetic backlash. The chosen carry divine frequencies that operate on a higher plane of consciousness, a vibration of love, truth, and spiritual order. When anyone with dark intentions attempts to disturb that sacred frequency, the clash is instant and powerful. It's not always visible to the eye, but the effects are deeply felt in the unseen realm. Their aura begins to dim, their thoughts become clouded, and their once confident energy feels heavy and unstable. What many don't realize is that a chosen one's peace is protected by layers of divine light, built through prayer, spiritual growth, and divine alignment. When someone steps into that energy with envy, manipulation, or hatred, the imbalance becomes unbearable for them. They begin to feel drained, confused, and spiritually lost because their vibration can't coexist with divine purity. The peace they once felt vanishes, replaced with restlessness and unease. Their own energy field begins to crumble under the weight of the frequencies they tried to tamper with. Every attempt to harm or mock the chosen one sends ripples back toward them, waves of exhaustion, spiritual fatigue, and confusion. They don't understand why, but the truth is simple. The vibration of a chosen one acts as a mirror that exposes and rejects all false energies. What they sent out returns tenfold, amplified by divine law, leaving them spiritually and emotionally empty. They were never fighting the chosen one, they were fighting divine equilibrium, and that is a battle no dark force can ever win. 2. The universe turns against their efforts. The universe has its own language, one written in energy, alignment, and divine order. When someone interferes with the peace of a chosen one, they unknowingly declare war against the universal flow that protects them. The chosen walk under divine timing. Everything that happens in their life is orchestrated for purpose. So when someone plots against them, the universe simply rearranges itself to defend its vessel. Projects fail without warning. Relationships that once seemed solid crumble overnight. The betrayer's path becomes full of obstacles, delays, and strange coincidences that block every step forward. These are not random misfortunes, they are spiritual redirections. The universe will allow nothing and no one to prosper through the destruction of divine purpose. It becomes as if the wind no longer blows in their direction. Every plan loses momentum. People who try to spread lies about the chosen one find their own reputation questioned. Those who wish evil suddenly lose the favor they once had. It's a spiritual reversal that no human hand can control. The chosen one doesn't even have to lift a finger. The universe itself fights for them. Everything that was meant for their harm gets transformed into elevation, while everything the offender touches turns unstable. This is the power of divine justice. It doesn't need noise, only time. Anyone who goes against a chosen one soon realizes they weren't battling a person, but the law of universal order itself. and no matter how clever or powerful they believe themselves to be, they discover the same unbreakable truth: no one wins a war against destiny. 3. Their inner demons are exposed. Disturbing a chosen one triggers a spiritual mirror, a reflection that forces hidden darkness to surface. Those who carry jealousy, bitterness, or hate often keep it buried beneath charm or false humility. But when they attempt to harm or disturb a chosen one, that light pulls their shadows to the surface. Suddenly they can no longer hide who they truly are. Their insecurities become obvious. Their fears begin to control them. Their past wounds resurface with intensity. It's as if their soul is being peeled open layer by layer for the world to see. They might start making reckless decisions, pushing away people who once loved them, or sabotaging their own opportunities without understanding why. This isn't coincidence, it's divine exposure. The energy of the chosen one acts like sacred fire. It purifies everything around it, even through discomfort. Those who carry unhealed darkness can't endure that purification. They begin to burn internally with guilt, confusion, and self-doubt. The same light that blesses others brings chaos to them, because it reveals their hidden truth. They feel haunted, not by the chosen one, but by their own demons that they refuse to face. Life starts mirroring their inner conflict. Every lie they told, every manipulation they created, begins to collapse. And though they may try to blame the chosen one, the truth is that the divine simply used that encounter to awaken them. It's not punishment, it's revelation. The chosen one's energy doesn't curse, it clarifies. But for those who live in darkness, that clarity feels like pain. That is the cost of trying to disturb divine peace. 4. They start losing sleep and peace of mind. When you touch the peace of a chosen one, you lose your own. The mind of the offender becomes restless, heavy, and filled with invisible noise. Nights that were once calm turn into battles of thoughts and unease. They toss and turn, replaying moments in their head, wondering why guilt and anxiety now linger like shadows. Their spirit knows they've crossed a line that words cannot erase. The chosen one might have forgiven them, moved on, and continued shining, but universal energy never forgets. Every action carries a vibration, and the one they released against divine peace returns in the form of mental chaos. They begin to feel watched by their conscience, unable to silence the voice within that whispers, "You shouldn't have done that." Their dreams become vivid with confusion. Their mind starts attracting fear-based thoughts. Even things that once brought them joy lose their taste. That's because when someone disturbs divine peace, they cut themselves off from the frequency of calmness that sustains mental clarity. The spiritual equilibrium that once protected them becomes unbalanced. They start noticing strange synchronicities, minor frustrations that pile up, and a lingering heaviness they can't explain. This is divine justice working quietly. It's not meant to destroy them, it's meant to awaken them. The universe mirrors the exact chaos they tried to project, forcing them to feel what they once wished upon another. Until they cleanse their energy, seek forgiveness, and restore balance, their peace remains unreachable. That is how divine law ensures that every disturbance finds its own echo. 5. Everything they do starts backfiring. One of the most frightening things about targeting a chosen one is that every attack rebounds in unexpected ways. What was meant to break the chosen one becomes the very thing that exposes the offender. Lies spread in private soon reach the wrong ears. Gossip intended to destroy a reputation ends up discrediting the gossiper. Plans designed to humiliate end in embarrassment for the planner. It's as if the universe rewrites every evil script they create, only this time they're the main character of their own downfall. The chosen one doesn't fight back, doesn't argue, and doesn't even need to explain. They stand still, grounded in divine favor, while the truth reveals itself piece by piece. That's the law of reflection at work. Every thought, word, and action is a seed, and every seed must grow into something. When those seeds are negative, they grow in the soil of their own life. their plans begin collapsing from the inside. Their friends lose trust in them. Doors they tried to shut on others suddenly close on them. Even the energy they once used to manipulate situations starts working against them. It becomes clear. Divine justice doesn't always arrive loudly, sometimes it comes as silent reversals. The same storm they tried to send toward a chosen one ends up flooding their own garden. In the spiritual realm, every intention carries a frequency. The chosen's aura, being one of light, naturally repels darkness, so everything dark they release simply returns, amplified. They call it bad luck. But the truth is simple. They reaped what they planted, and the harvest of darkness is always destruction. 6. They lose their spiritual protection. Every soul walks through life surrounded by unseen guardians, angels, ancestors, and divine energies that form a protective shield around them. This protection is rooted in intention. When someone uses their spiritual energy to attack, envy, or disturb a chosen one, that protective light begins to thin. The very forces that once stood beside them step back, for they cannot coexist with malicious vibration. Angels do not fight for darkness. Ancestors withdraw their favor from those who dishonor the divine laws of balance. Suddenly, the offender finds themselves exposed, vulnerable, and spiritually naked. The peace that once followed them disappears, and strange events begin to occur. They sense something missing, a loss of connection to the spiritual guidance they once felt. Their prayers feel unanswered, their intuition becomes cloudy, and their inner compass spins without direction. It's not because the divine stopped loving them. It's because divine energy cannot protect someone who deliberately disrupts divine peace. When they tried to harm the chosen one, they unknowingly invited that same darkness to dwell within their space. And once darkness takes root, it begins to consume everything sacred. They start attracting confusion, accidents, and misfortunes that seem unexplainable. Their energy becomes heavy, their mind becomes foggy, and their heart feels disconnected from light. This is spiritual consequence, the unraveling of their own protection due to the choices they made. Meanwhile, the chosen one continues to walk in divine light, untouched and even more empowered. The offender doesn't realize that what they tried to destroy has only grown stronger. Their actions were not a victory, they were a surrender. Because in trying to tear down what God has blessed, they tore holes into their own spiritual armor. 7. They attract unexplainable misfortune. When someone targets a chosen one with ill intent, they open a portal of chaos that only they can experience. Life begins to unravel in small, almost unnoticeable ways at first, but soon, the pattern becomes clear. Their car breaks down at the worst possible time, job opportunities vanish, friends they relied on suddenly distance themselves, money slips through their hands like water, even their health begins to waver under invisible stress. What they call bad luck is not random, it's the energy they sent returning in multiplied form. The universe operates like a divine mirror. What you send out must return, often magnified. When the chosen one's peace is disturbed, the balance of spiritual law demands restitution. The chosen's energy field is sacred ground, guarded by universal intelligence. So when someone invades it with jealousy or cruelty, that energy cannot attach. It must return to its source. But on its way back, it gathers strength. It becomes physical, broken plans, financial losses, isolation, sickness, or disconnection. For the offender, this becomes the beginning of their spiritual descent. They might try rituals, prayers, or affirmations to fix what's happening, but nothing works because they never corrected the cause. Their energy violation against divine order. The chosen one, on the other hand, remains protected and even elevated. Each attack they survive only increases their spiritual authority. The universe ensures that every chosen one receives double for their pain, while those who tried to harm them receive lessons that humble the soul. These misfortunes aren't punishment, they are purification. The universe is teaching them that every action carries vibration, and when that vibration is negative toward divine beings, it always returns as chaos, until the heart learns humility and repentance. 8. Their relationships begin to crumble. When someone interferes with the peace of a chosen one, it sets off a chain reaction that seeps into every corner of their life, especially relationships. That interference creates spiritual imbalance, and imbalance cannot coexist with harmony. At first, it may seem unrelated. Small arguments, misunderstandings, or moments of mistrust appear between them and their loved ones. But soon, it grows deeper. Friends who once laughed with them start keeping distance. Family bonds begin to weaken. Romantic connections lose warmth. The offender feels misunderstood, abandoned, and alone. But what they don't realize is that they brought this isolation upon themselves. When they disturbed divine order, they also disconnected from the frequency of love, peace, and unity that holds relationships together. The universe begins removing people from their life not to punish them, but to protect those individuals from being affected by their unstable energy. This is divine isolation, the sacred moment when the universe says, "You need to face yourself." While they suffer emotional loneliness, the chosen one they tried to harm flourishes. Their circle becomes purer, their energy expands, and their favor grows visibly. This contrast serves as a lesson. You cannot attack what is sacred and expect harmony to remain in your world. Energy doesn't lie. The vibration of betrayal echoes through every connection until truth restores balance. Relationships built on manipulation or ego collapse under the weight of divine justice. And through this collapse, the offender learns the spiritual law that governs all existence. Love cannot survive in an unbalanced soul. Only when they release their ego, seek forgiveness, and realign with truth will harmony slowly return. Until then, every connection they hold will continue to mirror their inner chaos. 9. They end up learning a hard spiritual lesson. In the end, divine order always prevails. No matter how hidden a person's intentions are, the universe keeps perfect records. Those who disturb the peace of a chosen one eventually come face to face with their actions through a painful but necessary spiritual awakening. They begin to realize that they were never fighting a person, they were fighting divine purpose itself. Every betrayal, insult, or plot they created becomes a lesson etched into their destiny. At first, they resist the consequences, blaming others, calling it unfair. But as the losses deepen, friendships gone, peace vanished, opportunities blocked, the truth finally settles in their spirit. They see that the chosen one they targeted wasn't their enemy, they were their mirror. The chosen carried the light that was meant to guide them toward growth. But instead of embracing that light, they chose to attack it. And now, the universe uses their own pain to teach them compassion, humility, and respect for divine timing. This lesson is rarely gentle. It strips away pride, ego, and false strength until the soul stands naked before truth. Only then do they understand that touching divine energy comes with responsibility. You cannot curse what God has blessed, nor can you destroy what is anchored in purpose. In that realization, tears often follow. Tears not of sorrow, but of surrender. Because through their suffering, they finally awaken. The universe doesn't seek revenge, it seeks restoration, and the greatest restoration comes when a soul finally learns that the peace of a chosen one is sacred ground, never to be disturbed, only to be respected and understood as a reflection of divine protection itself. Chosen ones, your peace is your greatest power. Never waste energy trying to prove your worth to people who operate on lower vibrations. Let your silence speak. Let your calmness be your armor. Because when you carry divine light, the universe becomes your bodyguard. This is the Chosen Seer channel. If this message resonated with you deeply, type 1111 in the comment section to declare divine protection over your life. Remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The universe watches over you, even when you're unaware. Stay grounded, stay grateful, and never let anyone disturb your sacred peace. Thank you for watching.